Article 1 of the Virginia Declaration of Rights is at its heart the basic idea that all people are equal. It's probably the most fundamental right. We can hear in it the echoes of the Declaration of Independence, since Jefferson had a copy of the Declaration of Rights when he was penning that document. The third article of the Virginia Declaration of Rights is probably best represented in Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address, where he's talking about government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Article 6 is about voting. It's commonly seen as the most basic of civic duties. And together, these articles form a set of ideas that are familiar to all Americans. When George Mason wrote the Virginia Declaration of Rights, though, these protections did not extend to everyone. Phrases like state of society in the Virginia Declaration of Rights excluded people who were held in slavery or indigenous people. Other specifications, like the specification men, indicated that women also didn't receive full protections in this document. And other laws at the time limited certain rights to white men who owned property. And while this is how things were when Mason first wrote the Declaration of Rights, the mere act of listing individual rights like this helped provide people who had been denied these rights the words, the language, and the political capital to seek them out for themselves. These words and their documents, the associated documents, became metaphorical bullets in the struggle for freedom and independence. People have fought and continue to fight to enjoy life and liberty and to ensure that all people are equally free and independent. And today, we are excited to be joined by members of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Since 1909, the NAACP has been at the center of the struggle to ensure that everyone truly has equal access to the ideas embodied in the Virginia Declaration of Rights. In particular, today we are joined by the Fairfax County chapter of the NAACP. They're here to speak to us about their work in ensuring that the federal and state governments meet the ideals of the Declaration of Rights for all citizens. So please join me in welcoming President of the Fairfax County NAACP, Nikki Zimmerman.
Hello everyone, good morning.
Good morning.
Can everyone hear me? I want to walk around because there's people down there.
Yeah, the speaker facing that way too.
You have one? You have one? What do you say?
I have the speaker facing that way for that purpose.
Oh, okay. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, you might be getting a little too far away.
Okay, I'll stay right here. My name is Nikki Zimmerman, and it is my distinct honor and privilege to stand before you today as the president of the Fairfax County NAACP branch. On behalf of our entire branch, I want to extend our sincerest gratitude to the organizers of the Gunston Hall Community Resource Fair for inviting the Fairfax NAACP to speak and participate in this vital event. It is through collaborations like this that we strengthen our communities and empower our residents. I would like to talk to you all very briefly about some of the committees that we have and some of the work that we do in social justice and civil rights, and the importance of the work that we do in social justice and civil rights and racial justice here in Fairfax County. We have representation from our Education Committee, Mr. Marquis Smalls, our Political Action Committee, Ms. Lenore Simmons, our Membership Committee, Ms. Jasmine Carr, and our Scholarship Committee, Ms. Tara Smalls. Our Education Committee is committed to ensuring that all students in Fairfax County have access to a quality education, free from discrimination and inequality. They work diligently to advocate for fair practices, promote academic excellence, and build strong relationships between schools, students, and parents. Their efforts are crucial in shaping the minds of our future leaders. Our Political Action Committee is the engine of our civic engagement. This committee focuses on voter registration, voter education, and encouraging political participation. Our Membership Committee, our strength lies in our numbers. The Membership Committee is vital to expanding our reach and impact. They are responsible for recruiting new members, retaining existing ones, and fostering a sense of community and belonging within the branch. Our newest committee, which is our Scholarship Committee, which I am proud to announce gave out 4 scholarships last week to deserving Black students here in Fairfax County. We gave out one $1,000 scholarship and 3 $500 scholarships. Investing in our next generation is the core tenet of the NAACP. Our scholarship committee works tirelessly to raise funds and administer scholarships to deserving Black students in Fairfax County. The work of these committees, and indeed our entire branch, is entirely powered by the dedication of volunteers and the generous support of our community. Fundraising is crucial to sustaining our initiatives. So for today, if you donate $25 to our branch, you will be given a free NAACP t-shirt. If you donate $45 to our branch, you will be given a free NAACP hoodie. Any amount of donation is welcome. We encourage you to not just donate, but to volunteer your time, to sign up to become members of our illustrious branch. Sign up for our newsletter so that you can be abreast to everything that we're doing in the upcoming months. We have our annual gala, October 18th, 2025 at Tyson's Marriott. We also have our Souls to the Polls, which is in November for the general election. So thank you very much. I'm going to hand it off to the Education Committee, then the Scholarship Committee, then membership, and then we will close out our portion with political action.
Thank you, Nikki. Good morning, everyone. Really happy and privileged to be here with you today on this illustrious day on this beautiful campus in memory of George Mason and all of the great work in the community. As the Education Committee co-chair, must also mention our other co-chairs, Dr. Sujatha Hampton, who can't be with us today, but has done yeoman's work in working particularly on the side of education for disadvantaged students, particularly students of color, but especially students who are underprivileged of all colors. We continue to work directly with Fairfax County Public Schools and Dr. Reed, superintendent, to make sure that all of these needs are met as far as like specifics regarding literacy and algebra improvement for our students, retention of special ed teachers, working through with unions and the collective bargaining agreement to support the retention and recruitment of teachers to help keep Fairfax County as one of the top public school systems in the nation. Other priorities are to increase early childhood literacy, as well as to make sure that we are doing everything we can do to continue to make all the schools equitable and reviewing the boundary limits at this point to see if there's ways that we can improve the system to address some needs that are currently popping up within the system. And we are just continuing to want to grow our youth participation. Please, if you have young people in NAACP membership for young people, we have a youth council where young people can actually come and share their voice. So if you work with young people or if you have your own young person, please encourage them to join the NAACP so they can be a part of our youth council so we can pay attention to issues that are prevalent in their community and in. So thank you so much. And I want to just again say, Education Committee for NAACP, please sign up and join, get our newsletter, as well as join our membership and get some of our swag at our table today. Thank you so much. Here's our Scholarship Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Smalls. It's a pleasure to follow you. I'm Mrs. Smalls. I'm co-chair of our scholarship committee, and our president, Mrs. Zimmerman, already mentioned that our scholarship is inaugural. We just started this year. However, I do want to share just a bit of why we established our scholarship committee and where our scholarship, the memorial scholarship, started. We had a wonderful, wonderful president, past president, Mrs. Michelle Leet. She was the president of NAACP. She was the vice president of NAACP. She had been the treasurer of NAACP in Fairfax. Michelle was a trailblazer, an advocate, and a woman of action whose unwavering commitment to justice, education, and community upliftment left an indelible mark. She was also heavily involved in our community, and she left her legacy with her own daughter, who was involved in our first, hopefully will be annual, Michelle Leet Memorial Scholarship. That scholarship award presentation was held at Gum Springs Community Center last Saturday, June 7th. At that event, we invited vendors, we invited representation from over 22 different represented groups, to include colleges and universities, the National Panhellenic Council, our sponsors, Dominion Energy, our sponsors, Fairfax County Federation of Teachers, Fairfax Education Association, as well as other people who represented us financially. For that initial, we were able to award 4 scholarships for this first time, but it is our vision, it is our hope that we will be able to raise tens of thousands of dollars over the next few years, so that our scholarship fund will in fact increase on behalf of Michelle. She was a lifelong champion for education, and she dedicated herself to ensuring equitable access to quality education for all students. She was also a parent-teacher association, and she served as president of every school that her daughter attended in Fairfax County Public Schools. And she later became president of the Fairfax County Council PTA, and she was vice president of training for the Virginia PTA, where she worked to empower parents and educators to advocate for better policies. Above all, she was the devoted mother, of course, to her daughter. And this scholarship honors her lifelong commitment to advocacy, leadership, and education, ensuring that her legacy continues to inspire future generation and change members. I was humbled and I was honored, because the vision of bringing this scholarship to life was that of our president, Nikki Zimmerman, who worked very, very closely with Michelle Leet, and it was an honor to be a part of that. Darrell Allen is my co-chair. He's not here today, but he was in charge of getting all the vendors together and all the colleges and universities that showed up. And Gum Springs Community Center, for the first time that they could remember, has never had that type of fair focused on education with those type of representations from what they could share and remember. So we're going to make that an annual event and make it big, big, and bigger. So that's all I have for scholarship. If you are part of an organization, know people who are part of that, any organization likes to donate money to really good causes, please be aware that you can go to the NAACP website and donate to our scholarship. If you put donate, please make sure you designate that you would like to endorse Michelle Leet Memorial Scholarship. Thank you so much. Next, we're going to hear from our membership committee, which is Jasmine Carr, who is our membership chair, and membership is the key. Is number and members. There is power in numbers, and so, Mrs. Carr.
Thank you very much. So before I get started, first I'm going to tell you all why you should join the NAACP, and then secondly I will tell you how to. I am the membership co-chair. My co-chair is named Jesse Ernest. He couldn't be here today, but we are a dynamic duo. So since our founding in 1909, as you can see from my shirt, the NAACP has been on the front lines of the fights for civil rights and social justice. Over a century later, we're still here, stronger, more determined, and more necessary than ever. With over 500,000 members nationwide, we represent a living, breathing force for change, one that draws strength from each of you. As we always say, membership is the lifeblood of the NAACP. And when you join the Fairfax NAACP, you're joining more than just a branch. You're joining a nationally recognized leader in our work. Our unit, Unit 7066, has received the Tallheimer Award not once but twice in the last 6 years. And this is an award given on the national level, and that named us the most active and engaged branch of our size in the country. It's a huge accomplishment. And just recently, we were honored with the Ella Jo Baker Award, and this is recognizing our outstanding growth and commitment to membership. This is also a national award. Now, these just aren't trophies. They're reflections of our impact, our advocacy, and our voice in action. But our work is not just about accolades. It's about living up to the ideals that this country was founded on. The Virginia Declaration of Rights boldly declares, all men are by nature equally free and independent. That foundational document laid the groundwork for the Constitution, and it affirms the values that the NAACP has championed for more than a century. Equality before the law, protection of individual liberties, and justice for all people. When we advocate for fair housing, quality education, criminal justice, voting rights, economic justice, we are fulfilling the promises of the Virginia Declaration. When we stand against discrimination, voter suppression, or unequal treatment, we're defending the spirit of freedom that Virginia's own declaration said. But here's the truth. Freedom is not free. It takes people like you, people like me, to keep pushing. It takes action, and it takes membership. So I invite you today to please consider joining our branch. If you live or work in Fairfax County, you are eligible to join, and the memberships annually are very, very cheap, only $30 for adults and $12 for the youth. If you would like to sign up, we do have a tent back there along the side. You can also go to our website, www.fairfaxnaacp.org, and sign up through the website. Thank you, everybody.
Good morning. My name is Lenore Simmons. I am the at-large member and chair of our Political Action Committee. Since its chartering in May of 1944, the Fairfax County NAACP branch has been working to achieve equity, political rights, and social inclusion by advancing policies and practices that expand human and civil rights. We have worked to eliminate discrimination and accelerate the well-being, education, and economic security of Black people and all persons of color. The Political Action Committee works to promote voter empowerment and advocate elected officials to be accountable to us through implementing voter education, voter engagement, voter mobilization, and voter turnout initiatives throughout Fairfax County. All elections are important, and I would like to just take this opportunity to remind you of some upcoming elections in 2025. This Tuesday, June 17th, there will be a primary election. On September 9th, there will be a special election held to fill the 11th Congressional District seat vacated by Jerry Connolly at his death. And finally, in November, on November 4th, the general election in which we will elect our next governor, Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, and all 100 seats for the House of Delegates. So this is our opportunity to make our voice be our power, and I'd like to encourage you all to vote at all elections this upcoming year. And we'd like to thank you all for inviting us and having us speak and share our message, and thank you so much.
Just want to thank again the members of the Fairfax County NAACP for being out here with us today and celebrating what it is that the Virginia Declaration of Rights actually means. It means making sure that everybody has access to these ideas, that they aren't reserved to just a select group of people. So, we have a little break right here at our performance area, but our next museum theater performance, our first one of the day, is going to begin at 11 o'clock. That will begin right over there at those chairs that you see over yonder. If you would like tickets for that, we are handing them out at our booth along the drive over here. all of our community members are over here, so please go over and visit and talk with other community organizers who are involved in areas related to rights and civil rights here in Virginia and around the world. And please also visit our museum shop, our museum inside. We do have pulled out a rarely published George Mason and George Washington letter that is on display in our visitor center today as part of our celebration of the Virginia Declaration of Rights. So our next performance will be back here at 11:30, and it is a musical performance. So thank you all, and please continue to enjoy the morning here.